Imagine picking up a jacket and not worrying about the dent it will leave on your wallet, or getting your window fixed without worrying that it's the end of the month. Now think back to the last significant life decision you made. Did your financial situation influence it? If yes, you're in the right place because you need to learn every trick to free yourself from financial stress. And who is a better teacher than the man who created the code for financial stability? Robert Kiyosaki. In this video, we'll look at some primary mindset and lifestyle changes from Kiyosaki's book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which can help you become a financially secure adult. You might think, but I'm drowning in student loans. There's no way watching a video could change that. Well, you can only be sure if you stick around. By the time we're done here, you'll be telling the world money doesn't buy happiness because you've got enough of it in your pocket. So whether you're a fresh graduate or a struggling to get out of his parents' house adult, it's time to wake you up from a financial coma. Let's get you jump-started on your journey in 7 simple steps. Choosing the right career. Choosing the right source of income is the first step in achieving financial stability. This is the starting point of your economic chain. If there isn't adequate, consistent cash flow, there won't be any financial planning either. So choose a career that allows for growth and sufficient networking opportunities. This is the only way you'll achieve long-term financial stability. The second step is to start with what you have. When thinking about future financial soundness, you must start with what you have currently. The key here is budgeting. Look at where your money is coming from and where it's going. This will be tedious initially, but think of it as a financial diet. Like your physical health improves with a bit of restriction, your financial health will look better if you employ responsible reasoning. However, remember to keep your head in the game, and don't let a few slip-ups deter you. Reduce those after-work drinks you have with your friends from daily to weekly. A good tip is to consider this downsizing an investment in your future self. Trust me, it'll get much more manageable with time. Moving on, no debt means no bounds. If someone asked you to throw away a sum of your money into a river each month, would you do it? Even if it were a few dollars, no sane person would. So why are you giving away thousands of dollars in interest? Let's break it down into realistic figures. If you're paying 5% interest on a student loan worth $100,000 for 20 years, you'll pay 50% extra. Imagine what you could have done with all that money. You could easily save it as an emergency fund or invest in doubling it. Now, student loans are long-term plans you can't pay off by changing habits. You need a plan of action, calculations, and processing. However, you can prevent another type of debt right now with 3 simple steps. Grab a pair of scissors, take out your wallet, now take out all your credit cards and cut them down the middle. There you go, no more irresponsible impromptu spending. You'll thank me when you get a whole paycheck next month. Also, you now have more to pay off your student loans sooner. Always prioritize and plan. You have got your debts figured out and thrown irresponsible spending out the window. Now it's time to prepare an action plan. To plan for the future, you better start living in it. And no, with all due respect to Doc Brown, that doesn't mean time travel. Instead, consider your financial standing in the next 5 or 10 years. Now, time to ask questions again, but don't get overwhelmed and keep it simple. Ask yourself, do I have any debt left? How long should it take me to pay it off? What should my financial statement look like? It is understandable for you not to have clear-cut figures during this initial self-dialogue. However, you will know what your goals are. This will make the next step much more effortless. If your answers are like, no debt left and 5 years to pay it off, it will enable you to calculate actual figures. For this, I suggest you pen things down or maintain a spreadsheet. You can call it your mission sheet once you've entered all your data, deadlines, and payment strategy. P.S. Here's an extra tip. Once your mission sheet is ready, remove parts of your loans to see how the figures change. This is just a psychological trick to motivate you to achieve those figures. When you feel off track or overwhelmed, check your figures to see your progress. You can even add a savings column in your spreadsheet to show yourself how much interest you'll save if you timely pay off your loans. Emergency funds. Did your car break down while you were still waiting for your paycheck? Does your house need fumigation, but fixing it will be a significant financial setback? According to Kiyosaki, all these are worries for people without emergency funds. He states that the future is notorious for being unpredictable, And that's what your planning should be all about. Your 10-year plan isn't a plan if it doesn't prepare you for major financial emergencies. Imagine losing your job today. What would you need? Time to find another job, funds to keep you going till you figure things out. So start saving up for this today as if this will be your situation tomorrow. Calculate your monthly expenses and multiply them by 6. That's how much you need to have stored away for a rainy day, or several in this case. Knowing you have that amount might make you want to upgrade your car, or make you believe renovating your house is an emergency. While saving emergency funds isn't tricky, keeping them safe is difficult. But don't worry, I have a solution for tackling these urges. Instead of telling yourself everything your emergency fund isn't for, specify the few things it is for. List those things down. A few examples can be sustenance for sudden unemployment, to pay for an accident, in case of a health emergency or disability. Having real reasons why you may need the money will help you refrain from spending it unnecessarily. You can try this technique, or just put it away and hope you get memory loss, but I'd say the former is more practical. Hooked already? Well, the 7th step is my favorite, so stick around. For now, let's move on to the 4th step, which is owning real money. Robert Kiyosaki will beg to differ if you think the cash in your pocket is real money. You might ask, well, I can hold it and spend it to fulfill my needs, then how isn't it real? I'll explain with a simple example. Are you paying the same amount for gas as a few years ago? Do your groceries cost the same as last year? If not, the cash isn't real because it loses value over time. This income is fleeting with short-lived value. Thus, Kiyosaki suggests you possess assets in the form of gold, bonds, or real estate. Also, if you begin binding money in assets, it will save you from useless spending for short-lived pleasure. Remember, big goals take time, and assets are the most potent form of financial freedom. But don't put all your eggs in one basket. Invest in multiple secure sectors to save yourself from losing your lifelong savings. Next up, always spend responsibly. According to Kiyosaki, tough love can sometimes be the best form of self-love. This is especially true when you choose a financially secure future over an extravagant present. So every no you say to yourself today is a yes to your tomorrow. This doesn't mean you don't let yourself enjoy simple pleasures in the present. However, it implies self-disciplining and knowing when to stop spending. For instance, it's okay to buy a new dress now and then, but it doesn't have to be Gucci or Prada. Also, if you have the time, it's always healthier on your pocket and yourself to meal prep rather than eat out. And you don't need to buy a new pair of boots just because it's on sale when you don't need it. Remember that your current paycheck isn't just for you. It's also for your future self. Thus, always spend as if you earn for 2 people, and your decisions will become much more manageable. You can also try the age-old technique of partitioning your cash. It's always easier to start simple. Start placing your pay in different envelopes and then label them as takeout fund, shopping fund, fuel fund, and other expenses. So when your takeout fund finishes, you must wait until next month to enjoy your favorite Chinese meal. And this brings us to the 7th step, early mortgage. One sure sign of financial stability is that you'll still have a roof above your head regardless of what happens. You can only have this peace of mind if you invest in your mortgage early in adulthood. The sooner you get this financial boulder off your shoulders, the more confidently you can manage your net worth. And in the worst case, if you've got no other way to make ends meet, you can always downsize and rent out your property for consistent income. This is all for now, folks. If you learned a lesson from this video, show it by hitting like and subscribing. Catch you later with professional tips on becoming your most financially secure future self. Also, help your friends out by sharing this valuable information.